Tonight, on the front range of the Rocky Mountains, two teams collide, who combined have been on top of the College Hockey Mountain 16 times. The Fighting Sioux of North Dakota, the nation's best team in the second half. And the #1 offensive team in the country, the Wolverines of Michigan. The West Region semis, coming up next. For the second straight year, the North Dakota Fighting Sioux and the Michigan Wolverines are meeting in the West Region semis. Except this year, Michigan is the 2 seed. The winner will get Minnesota. Earlier today, the Golden Gophers escaped. 3 third-period goals for Minnesota gets them by Air Force. Well, a year ago tonight, Michigan was manhandled by the North Dakota Fighting Sioux. It was a partisan Sioux crowd, the game in Grand Forks. 5-1 was the final. And 3 of the players we're going to see in tonight's game scoring goals for North Dakota. Michigan says they were embarrassed, and they want revenge here tonight. Can they do better than a 1-goal effort? We're going to find out. North Dakota and Michigan meeting again. Hi again, everybody. Welcome inside the Pepsi Center here in Denver, Colorado, alongside my partner, former CC captain Jim Paradise. I'm Clay Matvick. Well, Michigan's had a whole year to think about that loss.
Well, Coach Berenson thought they matched up well last year. You know, they came out, they were embarrassed. They were a good team, but they didn't perform very well. They need to be better here tonight. We're
going to see a couple of Hobie Baker finalists in this game here tonight. For Michigan, TJ Hensick leads the nation in points.
Well, this is a guy that makes everybody around him a better player. 1.65 points per game on an average. Thing with him is he struggled a little bit in the NCAA playoffs. He's got to be better here.
And the WCHA Player of the Year this year was Ryan Duncan, part of an explosive top line, also a Hobie finalist.
Well, another Hobie guy, 53 points. He's a smaller guy, 5'6". He finds the open ice, he shoots the puck very well, and he's got a great supporting cast.
So Michigan and North Dakota coming up. North Dakota was a Frozen Four team a year ago, but standing in their way again this year, a powerful Michigan team. The road to St. Louis for these teams starts in Denver. Tonight's NCAA Hockey Championships coverage is presented by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. The Pepsi Center hosting the West Regions this year. Warm up for next year because the Frozen Four will be here in a year from now. There's Philippe Lamoureux, the goaltender for North Dakota, a junior out of Grand Forks, 19-11-4. Billy Sauer is his counterpart tonight, a sophomore out of Walworth, New York. Has had only 1 night off all season. And we're underway here between Michigan and North Dakota. A year ago, North Dakota took care of this team 5-1. Here's a chance early for Michigan. Going by the side of the net. Almost scoring there on the first chance is David Rolfs. And now we've got pushing and shoving inside the North Dakota net.
If you want to look at a hockey game and 2 big teams, 2 great universities playing, and the way they're going to start, the physical play is going to be there. Got David Rolfs coming. He gets a long pass coming across. A great play. He almost gets a breakaway opportunity. He can't get the puck. He dives out, runs over Philippe Lamoureux. I tell you what, if you want to get a goaltender off his mark a little bit, mentally, get him second-guessing himself, that's the way you do it.
Well, David Rolfs is a solid defensive forward. He's a big guy, 6'3", 239. So you know that Lamoureux felt that.
Well, this is a guy that's got a +32 ranking, plus-minus this year, too. He's had a different, came in as a defenseman. They put him with Hensick, given him in that opportunity, and he's become a great power forward.
Well, each team's top line out there here to start it out. And this is dumped in by Matt Hunwick for Michigan. Michigan in maize and blue, and North Dakota in black with green trim. Thrown out in front. Here's a chance. Porter scores! Kevin Porter lighting the lamp just 26 seconds into this hockey game.
Oh, what a nice play by the Michigan Wolverines. They throw the puck in. They do a great job and cycle that puck out of the corner. You got Porter that comes in late. You can see it come up the boards. They're working it well. And you see Porter kind of coming in, that late guy. Rolfs does what he's supposed to do. He's that big guy. He drives to the net, clears out some space. In comes Porter, takes a nice wrist shot, beats Philippe Lamoureux over the glove.
Porter third in the nation with 1.3 points per game. Gets goal number 24 on the year. The assist pass going to Henson and Jack Johnson just 26 seconds into the hockey game. And that's already after one good scoring chance by Rolfs.
Well, I mean, and that's good. The way they're able to come into this game and start right away is so important for the Wolverines.
There's a look at Red Berenson in his 23rd year as the bench boss at Michigan. 8th winningest coach in college hockey history. Went over the 600 win mark this season. Got national titles in 96 and 98. He would love to get back to St. Louis. He's very familiar. Of course, played with the Blues and coached the Blues. There's a shot that goes wide off the stick of Matt Watkins. North Dakota down early. Here's another chance coming back. Andrew Cogliano. Nobody in front of him. Backhand save. Lamoureux. Loose. Scores. We'll see if they wave this one off. Well, the puck is in the net. We'll see if they wave it off.
And there's going to be a penalty called, and the referee was calling a penalty. He's going to go take a look at it. I believe this penalty was going to go against North Dakota right away. Lamoureux makes a nice save. He didn't know where the puck was. You could see it underneath his right pad, kind of by his skate. He's unable to control himself, and the second guy coming through is able to bury the rebound. Well, great save right there by Lamoureux coming out with the poke check. You can see, as I said, those late guys coming in, just really not knowing where the puck is. It's going to be interesting to see if that puck is actually even kind of directed in by a skate. It's sitting underneath the pad right there. They do get a nice whack at it right there as far as Michigan forward coming in.
That was Chris Summers. And you know what? This may count.
Well, there's one first rounder with the second first rounder in the National Hockey League draft coming in looking for that rebound.
Chris Summers, just a freshman. Honorable mention all rookie in the CCHA this year. We'll see if this goal counts. And it's a goal for Michigan.
Well, we talked about last year and what happened there. If you want to say they forgot that, there's no doubt about it, because they've come out in this first minute of the hockey game and have been extremely forceful, getting on the puck, making plays, and driving hard to the net.
So Chris Summers with his 6th goal of the year, 2 goals in the opening minute of this hockey game for the Wolverines. Boy, we talked about the revenge factor in this one, Jimmy, and they've had a whole year to think about that 5-1 embarrassment in Grand Forks a year ago. They've come out here like a house of fire.
Well, this is truly a different team. They graduated some guys last year, and as Coach Red Berenson said to us, hey, they were a good team on paper last year, but they were a poor team on the ice. They've got some seniors that come back into this lineup, some guys that actually could have left for the National Hockey League, wanted to stay because of this reason. They want a chance to win a national championship.
Face-off here in the Michigan end. Boy, North Dakota has taken a couple of big blows here. We'll see how they respond. Play back out at center. Forced into the zone here by Ryan Duncan. We talked about him. He's a Hobie finalist. He had a goal in the game against Michigan last year. In fact, that entire top line for North Dakota had goals in that game. Duncan, Taves, and Oshie. There's going to be an icing call. 18:20 to go in the opening period. Already 2-0 Maize and Blue. And here's a look at North Dakota head coach Dave Haxtell.
A little different this year with Haxtell coming into this game. He's a little more active. He wanted to be around the people a little more than what he was last year.
He's in his 3rd season as head coach of the Sioux, and he's already taken them to 2 Frozen Fours.
So this is a guy that played it for the Sioux. He knows what it's about. He's an extremely good hockey coach, but he's an extremely determined individual.
Matt Hunwick gets it ahead at center. Here's Kevin Porter now. Plays a pass ahead to the line. TJ Hensick had it poked off his stick by Chornick. Battle for it behind the net. Looking over his shoulder there is Philippe Lamoureux. He's got to be wondering what the heck just happened here. Lamoureux, a good goaltender, 19-11-4, and has been very good in the second half. But his team is down 2-0. Here's Hunwick from the corner, throws it out in front. Nobody on the backside to receive that pass. Chornick now gets it ahead. Duncan couldn't handle it. Poke back in deep. And Michigan makes a line change. That top line will head off. And now that second line, which is just as offensive and potent, Cogliano, Caloric, and Summers.
Well, it's interesting. You talk about that top line. You talk about both top lines, and you're looking at maybe matching lines, playing a defensive guy or group against that top line and TJ Hensick. But both coaches coming into this hockey game said, hey, let's just roll with it. We're going to put number 1 against number 1 and just see what happens.
Well, the Wolverines 26-13-1 coming in. They finished second in the CCHA. And this is their 30th NCAA tournament appearance. They've already got 9 national championships. That's more than anybody else in college hockey.
Well, and they also got 17 consecutive trips to the NCAA playoffs. So, I mean, this is a program. I mean, when you talk about college hockey, you talk about Michigan, you talk about Minnesota. There's no doubt about it. And you look at Red Berenson, he's one of the reasons that this program is where it is.
Well, North Dakota is going to go on the power play here at 2:47. Chris Summers going off for tripping. So North Dakota with a chance here to get back in this one. Down 2-0. A couple of goals here in the opening minute by Porter and Summers. This Michigan penalty kill. 11 for 11 in the CCHA tournament. North Dakota has cut the lead in half. There's Chris Porter out in front. And he gets the goal. His 9th of the season, and North Dakota needed that.
Well, if you need to respond, you need to respond in a big way. And in your first minute in the hockey game, you're down 2-0. You get a power play opportunity. North Dakota does a great job. They move the puck, they're protecting it. You can see they get it to the net. And look at Big Porter in front of the net, just battling, looking for the rebound. Then you got the second guy in Chris Vandevelde coming in. This is the kid that had 2 goals in the WCHA Final 5 against St. Cloud. So he's playing some great hockey at this point of the year.
Chris Porter, the captain of this hockey team, a senior out of Thunder Bay. He hasn't missed a game of practice in his entire North Dakota career. He's kind of the Iron Man of the Fighting Sioux, has a WCHA record 173 straight games, including this one here tonight.
Well, I mean, he's an Iron Man in college hockey. I mean, you know, 4 years, every practice, every game. I mean, there's days when you just don't feel like making it, but that's why he's a leader. That's why he's one of the top guys. And the way he plays the game, he's a physical guy, so it's not like he's staying away from the contact or anything. He's got some bumps and bruises, but he shows up every night.
Well, and he got a big goal there as North Dakota needed something as they fell behind 2-0 in the opening minute and cut the lead in half for Michigan. It's 2-1 now. Here come the Wolverines in over the line. Here's a shot that goes wide. That was David Rolfs. Battle for it in behind. Now coming away with it here is Brian Liebler. Liebler in the corner, being hassled from behind there by Robbie Vina. Vina, a junior defenseman for the Fighting Sioux. 15:45 to play here, opening period. Already 3 goals. What do you expect from the most potent offensive team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines? They are averaging over 4 goals per game. In fact, the only team in the nation scoring more than 4 goals per game. And the Fighting Sioux, not bad either. When you talk about that top line of Taves, Duncan, and Oshie. So we've had 3 goals here right away, and I guess no surprise.
Well, and there's no doubt these are the 2 best lines in college hockey. Offensively, both teams have been able to get these guys to play both ways also.
Hensick snaps one off top of the circle and right into Lamoureux's belly. He'll hold on. 15-13 to go. 2-1 Michigan. It's been fun. Come on back.
All new CMI with Chris Myers.
Tonight's NCAA Hockey Championships coverage is presented by Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and it's been a good hockey game so far. Very offensive. 3 goals already. 2-1 Michigan on top. 15-13 to go. Opening period. Off the draw on the North Dakota end. Played to the line, but held in at the point. Mark Matera sends it down in deep. Thrown out in front. They score again. T.J. Hensick. We talked about him at the top of the broadcast. Hobey Baker finalist. There's his 22nd of the year.
Well, I said at the beginning of this hockey game that T.J. Hensick, he is a tremendous offensive player, tremendous hockey player, but he has struggled in the NCAA playoffs, and he needed to improve a little bit. Obviously, now he comes out of the corner, does a great job. Look at the turnover right there, walks to the front of the net, moves the feet, but you can see the way he kind of toe drags that, gets it around the defenseman and gets on that. Philippe Lamoureux right now not seeing the puck very well, and it's not necessarily his fault. He's just not able to get a good look at it.
So Hensick, who leads the nation with 1.65 points per game, gets a goal here. He's a Hobey finalist for the 2nd time. He was 2 years ago, didn't win it, but he's got a good chance to win it this year.
Well, and you think it's important for him to come into this building and showcase his talents. He's an Avalanche draft pick. One of those guys, as we said, probably could have left after last year, wanted to come back, wanted to finish school. That was the first thing he said to us. hey, I wanted to come back, I wanted to finish school. But now he's going to have an opportunity. Plus, what a great place to showcase somewhere he's going to play some hockey in the NHL.
4 goals in the first 5 minutes tonight. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Buckle up and stick around. North Dakota and Michigan, these teams have some unfinished business, at least as far as Michigan was concerned coming into this one after that 5-1 debacle in Grand Forks last year. Good showing thus far by the Wolverines. They've gritted their teeth all summer long and thought about that loss. Here's Vandevelde for North Dakota in behind his own net. Pinned up against the wall, now digging it free. Here's Jay Genoway for the Sioux. Back out at center. Chris Porter comes in over the line and rolls into the near corner. Matt Hunwick hopping on it. He'll play it back for Andrew Cogliano, the second-line centerman. Sophomore that's out of Woodbridge, Ontario, a draft pick of the Edmonton Oilers. Under 14 minutes to go, opening period. 3-1 Wolverines. Third line out there for Michigan. Tim Miller, Brandon Naranjo, and Travis Turnbull. Here's Big Joe Finley for North Dakota. Easy to spot. He's 6'7", 252 pounds. And the Sioux able to get it back out to neutral ice. Mark Matera will settle it down and play it back ahead. They got it to the North Dakota line. Now they'll dump it in and make a line change. And North Dakota on its heels a little bit here. What a furious start for Michigan.
And this is a team that's usually a little better defensively. They're struggling in their zone. And the reason they're good defensively is because they got some big defensemen, some guys that move well, so they play the body well. And on a smaller sheet, they can get the guys quicker. Right now, they're not able to do that.
Little dump and chase here. Lamoureux out of his net. Gets it back to the far corner. This is Brian Lee. Headman pass ahead at center. Top of the circle, shot going over the top of the net. Michigan trying to clear the zone. Liebler takes a bump, and they finally spit it out. And this is going to be icing against Michigan. Well, the Fighting Sioux, 22 wins coming into this one. They finished third in the WCHA, but no question, there was no team better in the second half of the season. You can even go back even further. Better since Christmas than the Fighting Sioux.
Well, you look at those, the NCAA tournament appearances, the NCAA titles. I mean, just unbelievable. But they were a team that battled injuries at the beginning of the year. They kind of worked back into it. They've got some good goaltending. Hey, they worked. We talking to Coach Hextall. He said, you know what, we worked hard, but we've gotten a little better in all areas of our game. That's why we've been better in the second half.
There's that top line for North Dakota, centered by Jonathan Taves. He won the draw. Got it back to Oshie. Oshie dropped it for Bina, and Bina couldn't hold the zone. It's going to be an offside.
Bina, I mean, when you, as a defenseman, when you realize that the potent, the good skating team that you're playing against, you got to back up. You got to give them a little more credit. Right there, Bina kind of leaving the zone a little bit, knowing that he's going to have some pretty good forwards coming at him with speed. So he kind of waits or gets out of the zone a little too quick and not able to keep the puck in.
Here's Jack Johnson talking about defensemen. He's a good one. Draft pick of the Hurricanes. Talking to Red Berenson yesterday, he calls Jack Johnson the best defenseman he's ever coached. And I can't remember exactly if he said best player or best defenseman, but certainly a good one for Berenson.
Well, I'm talking to TJ Henzik. He's the other guy that said, hey, this is the best guy I've ever played with. But the interesting thing, Coach Berenson, not a big fan of guys leaving early. But he said to Jack Johnson, you come here when you want to go, I'll drive you to the airport.
And here's saying so. Johnson trying to hold the zone. Here comes North Dakota back out to center. Clipping it in from neutral ice is Taves. And the Sioux will make a line change. Here comes Cogliano out from behind his own net. Now retreating in back behind. This is Mark Matera. Cogliano lost it at the blue line. Played back here to the Michigan line. Under 12 minutes to go here in the opening period. 4 goals already. 3 by the Wolverines. Matt Watkins back there for North Dakota. He digs it free, plays it to the point. Here's Genoway. Genoway's shot, knocked down. Big body check thrown there by big Mark Matera out of Livonia, Michigan. First round pick of the Ducks. Here on the near wall, this is Watkins for North Dakota. He's stapled up against the wall. Puck comes free here now. Watkins in the circle. Shot, saved, rebound, cleared from out in front. Boy, Watkins, a nice job to create a play there for himself. Now Tim Cook from the corner will clear it as Michigan needs a breather.
Well, Michigan, we talked to them yesterday, and they said, one thing that we've got to do, we've got to stop that top line. They've been doing that, but the other guys that have been coming up as the second line from North Dakota.
10:58 to go, already 3-1 Michigan. The Michigan Wolverines, the #1 offense in the nation, they've already pumped in 3. They lead at 3-1 here, 10:58 to go in the first. Minnesota has advanced, barely. Air Force gave them a rub today. 4-3 the final, and Minnesota needed 3 in the final period to win it. And our final tomorrow will come at 6 Eastern time. Check your local listings. The final here in the West from Denver at 6 Eastern time. Minnesota and the winner of this one between North Dakota and Michigan. So far, so good for the Wolverines. Played here to the Michigan line. That's Dest. Jason Dest, one of the top blue liners for Michigan. Plays it back out to center. It rolls all the way through. And Philippe Lamoureux out from the cage. Will play it around to the far wall. Jumping at it here is Ryland Kite for North Dakota. Got it to the line, but not out. Pushed back in deep by Michigan. Now off to the far wall. This is Fabian, Eric Fabian. Got it ahead of center, and Kozak will complete the job by dumping it in deep. There's a big hit behind the Michigan net. A couple of bodies going down. No whistle. Play goes on. Coming into the zone here is Liebler for Michigan. Trying to get around a check. Can't do it. Good job defensively there by the Sioux. There's Robbie Pina back on defense. What a great start to this hockey game, especially for the Michigan Wolverines. And now we're going to get a penalty coming up. Right in front of the Michigan bench, it looks like TJ Oshie is going to get the gate here for North Dakota. What'd you see there, Jim?
Well, TJ Oshie coming back into the neutral zone. It looked like the Michigan forward just kind of got in his way right there. But I tell you what, if you're going to, you got to control your stick. See him coming back into it, and he gets it up so high. Referee standing right there. He's got to make that call, and it's a good call. You've got to control it a little bit, especially against a team like Michigan, because their power play is lethal.
TJ Oshie told us yesterday, I was the quiet contributor last year with guys like Stafford and Travis Zajac and Spirko, but he knows he's a target now. People got their eyes on TJ Oshie.
Well, I'll tell you what, he was underplaying that a little bit because he was a heck of a hockey player last year as a freshman and a big kid. He talked about how he was in the shadows of everybody, but he did some good things last year also.
Michigan on power play, already up 3-1. There's Taves to get it ahead, and Duncan skates it clear and all the way down. So Michigan on the power play this year, just over 17%. Keep an eye on Chad Kaloric. He has 7 power play goals. And this one's going to be whistled down offside. Now keep in mind, Michigan Wolverines, Jim, have been struggling on the power play. They went 0 for 11 in the league tournament.
Well, and when I say lethal, I mean, you look at the people they've got, the guys that can move it around, and TJ Hensick that can score some goals. But there's no doubt, you talk to their coaches a little bit, and they say we were moving the puck really well, but we weren't getting it to the net. We were all perimeter. So now you take that big guy in Rolfs, you take some of these larger guys, set them on top of the goaltender, get it to the point, drive the puck to net, look for those rebounds, and hopefully you got some of those goal scorers coming off the boards to get rebounds.
Spent a lot of time working on that power play this week in practice, and even yesterday in the skate around. Dumped in, Lamoureux left it behind. Michigan jumps on it. Play to the point for Matera. Matera down in the corner, comes all the way back to the far side for Cogliano. Top of the circle, plays it at the point. Camphor faking a shot. Now off to the near wall for Matera. Here's a drive from the circle right into the pads of Lamoureux.
When you talk about how you want to get the puck movement, and get things going a little bit better, it's a good puck movement. You can see the defenseman working it down, but he slides it through that slot. Andrew Cogliano, number 9, on his offsides right there. You can see him just waiting for the puck. He gets it, and he takes a nice one-time slap shot. This is a guy that's pretty underrated. I shouldn't say underrated, but you don't talk about him as much as some of the other guys. He's a number 1 draft pick also.
And he helped Canada win the gold at the World Junior Tournament this year. Here comes North Dakota back. They're short-handed. That's Jonathan Taves digging it in. And these one of those players we're going to be talking a lot about tonight. There's 40 seconds to go in this power play. Kevin Porter puts one on. Easy pad save there for Lamoureux. Porter's already got a goal in this contest. He got the game's first one. 30 seconds to go in this man advantage for the Wolverines. Played to an empty wing. Race to the puck. Matt Watkins there for North Dakota comes away with it. Picked off at center ice by Johnson. He's going to play it back to his goaltender. I think Billy Sauer was ready for that. Now coming back out of his own zone with some speed as Johnson headman pass just off the stick of Tim Miller. Played along the near wall. This is Brandon Naurato for Michigan. Off to the far corner now. Here's Getaway. Getaway getting it out to center now. TJ Oshie takes a check at center, trying to stay with it. And North Dakota will angle it back into the zone. So we're back at full strength here. 5-on-5. 7:38 to go in the period. 3-1, Michigan on top. Effective penalty kill there for the Fighting Sioux, and they really needed one. They couldn't afford to go down 4-1 to Michigan.
Well, that's one of those things that can get you back in a hockey game. You look at some of the guys on the bench, and you know they give you that little extra. It gives you that edge. It gives you that jump.
Naurato sent one wide of the cage there. It was tipped in front. Back out at center, pounded in by Dest. And North Dakota comes back. Here's Ryland Kite. Skating ahead at neutral, plays it in on the backhand. It's going to roll in all the way behind. And Billy Sauer will leave it there. Coming up on the 13-minute mark here of period number 1. Brian Lee, sophomore out of Moorhead, Minnesota, one of 3 UND defensemen with more than 20 points. He's always fun to watch, one of those offensive defensemen for the Fighting Sioux. Taylor Chorney's another pretty good offensive defenseman. Here's Lee again at the Michigan line, and this one is going to be offside. 6:41 to go. 3-1 Michigan on top. Back in Denver after this. The Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado. Home of the West Regional. And we've had an offensive show here so far from the Michigan Wolverines. They lead North Dakota 3-1. And still 6:41 to play here in the period. Face-off outside of the Michigan end. Battle for it here. Andrew Cogliano for Michigan. Plays it to the near wall, and Oshie comes away with it. Now kick back out to center. North Dakota in their 22nd NCAA tournament. They got a 69.2% winning percentage in NCAA tournament history, and 7 national titles to go with it. They're down here at the Pepsi Center alongside former Colorado College captain Jim Paradise. I'm Clay Matvick. Michigan in maize and blue, and North Dakota in black. And North Dakota, this is quite a different setting for them compared to last year. They had a partisan crowd, over 11,000 rabid Sioux fans last year, and they handled Michigan.
Well, and it is a little more of a neutral site, no doubt, for Michigan. I think they're feeling a lot better about it. Obviously, they are the way they came out, but I'll tell you what, the North Dakota Sioux fans travel pretty well. You see a lot of green out there in those seats.
Oshie plays it ahead. Here at center, coming in over on the right wing side is Taves, centering pass. Poke check, and it rolls to the far corner. Jack Johnson throwing his body around over there. We're going to see that a lot tonight. He's a big boy. This one's going to roll in harmlessly on the goaltender, and Johnson clears it out of there, but he almost turned it over. Play to the point for Lee. Snap shot goes just wide. Taves on the doorstep, trying to cram home the rebound, but it didn't come to his stick. Back to the right point for Lee. Delayed penalty coming up here on Michigan. Here's Taves trying to keep this alive. An extra attacker is on now for the Fighting Sioux. Taves side of the net. Rolls in behind. Rolfs touches it. And the whistle blows. We've got a penalty coming up here on the Wolverines. While ESPN2's coverage of the Frozen Four begins on April 5th at 4 o'clock Eastern, coverage of the national semis. For a preview, go to NCAAsports.com, the official online home for all 88 NCAA championships.
Now this one's going to go against Jack Johnson, and it's going to be a rough. And I think that the assistant referee actually made this call, because the way Jack Johnson responded, he kind of looked at the head official saying, hey, what's the call? And he pointed to the assistant referee, and the guy said, hey, bringing your hand up. Anytime you bring that, the physical play of the game, you can be extremely physical. But when you bring that fist up, get it up towards the head, they're going to make that call every time.
So North Dakota back on the power play. Got a power play goal already here tonight. And it came from Chris Porter. Here's Bina. Off for Getaway. Top of the circle. Shot, score! North Dakota now down 2 after the power play goal by Chris Porter.
Well, Chris Porter, I think, gets a tip on it. The way he responded. Again, North Dakota bringing the puck out. They win the faceoff. They get it out to the point. Michigan giving those top guys a lot of room. You see the nice pass across. Porter right there on top of the goaltender. It comes down to the boards. He walks off, keeping it high, giving space, and Porter gets a stick on it. What a tip.
Wow, his second goal of the game. This one coming at 14:36. His 10th of the year.
And you look at the goals for these teams. Talk about Michigan being just over 4 goals per game. North Dakota being just over 3, almost 3.5. I mean, they're going to have this many in the first period alone.
Oh, we've got an issue downstairs at the scores table. And trying to get things ironed out here. It might be a scoring issue. I don't think there's any question it's a goal.
Well, there's no doubt it's a goal, but I think maybe on the clock or when it might have ran a little more time off the clock. That's the only thing I can think of. Now they're bringing both captains over. There's no doubt Jack Johnson gets out of the box because of the goal. But unless the timekeeper didn't hit the button at the certain time to slow things, or to stop the clock, maybe they got to add a little time on the clock.
The goal is under review.
Oh,
it's under review. Maybe there was a man in the crease.
I don't know. You might
have to get a replay from up top.
Well, you can't be the high stick. I mean, there's no doubt Porter had his stick low enough to get a good tip on it. I mean, anytime that stick comes up above the shoulders, or in college hockey above that crossbar, about 4 feet, that's going to be a high stick. But the way the angle we saw, Porter had his stick down basically around the knees and made a good tip. But if Porter comes across, drags his feet through, maybe interferes with the goaltender, then we're looking at a disallowed goal.
They're going to count it. So it's a goal for North Dakota, and the Sioux are back in this one. It's 3-2, as Chris Porter does indeed have his second goal of the game. Wow, and we thought maybe it was tipped in with a high stick, but that's not the case. They reviewed it. And Porter is going to get his second goal. Back out here at center. Played into the zone by Kipe. Riley Kipe has it tied up. There's Naranjo there for Michigan. Comes loose. Matera now. They work it ahead at center. Here's Tim Miller. Played in on the right wing side. It rolls into the far corner. In behind the net. Now sent now to the near side, where Matera pushes it back in deep. Shots are 7 apiece. Lamoureux throws it around to the far side, up on the dasher for a while. Now back to the Michigan end. Mark Matera through center was going to roll in on Lamoureux, and he'll leave it there for Joe Finley. Coming through center with some speed. Third line of North Dakota out there. Radke, Zajac, and Miller. Loose out in front. Brad Miller trying to put a backhand on it. He took a swat at it. Was poked away. Dumped into the North Dakota end. First one on it is Matt Hunwick, senior captain for Michigan. Played back out at center. Anthony Cirillo there, and get a whistle and an offside. 4 minutes to go. 3-2 Michigan. North Dakota's come back within 1.
Star of the auto show, Luther Nissan. Luther Nissan, where the bottom line is trust. Lease an 07 Nissan Sentra 2.0 for only $99 a month. Or an 07 Nissan Maxima for only $199 a month. Or an 07 Murano for only $229 a month. Plus, buy a new Nissan from Luther during March and get 5 years of free oil changes. Hurry to Luther Nissan, the state.
The NCAA Hockey Championship coverage is presented by Rent-A-Car. Enterprise Rent-A-Car. We'll pick you up. Well, the streak of 11 first-round wins for Michigan ended last year in Grand Forks. They wanted a better showing here tonight against the Sioux. So far, so good. They got a 3-2 lead late here in the period. As a shot comes in from the point, Sauer's able to hold on. So we get a stoppage here with 3:48. But even though the Sioux are back on their heels early in this one, Jim, they've come back and they're within a goal now.
Well, and a great example is right there. The puck goes out, there's kind of a turnover, but you look at the way the Sioux are coming to net. Every time there's a whistle, you got 3 guys standing on top of the goaltender. That's what Michigan was doing at the beginning of the hockey game. Now North Dakota's started to do it themselves.
Penalty box is empty here. We're 5-on-5. Coming in over the line is Ryan Duncan. Played in behind. Here's TJ Oshie. Side of the net, scores! TJ Oshie, the team leader in assists, but he can score goals too. There's number 14 on the year, and he's been on a point streak.
Well, we talk about Ryan Duncan being able to score goals, and we're getting it late in the replay here. Oshie coming out, he uses that long reach. We saw his sticks yesterday. When we were standing down there, he was cutting up his stick. I thought they were Finley sticks, these things were so long. But he uses it, he gets it out there, gets it away from the goaltender, and makes a nice touch again nicely. But that play started by number 16, the 5'6" winger who kept that puck in. He took the hit and got the puck down deep.
Oshie, like I said, has been on a point streak. That's 27 points in the last 18 games for TJ Oshie. Sophomore out of War Road, Minnesota. Most all-time, the record 9. Michigan and Clark's property of the St. Louis Blues. Here's Jason Dess deep in his own zone. Tries to play it ahead and out. Held in. Summers now along the near wall. 5-way player battle for it here along the near boards. And finally whistled down.
Well, you want to talk about a little bad blood. After every whistle, there's somebody giving somebody a little shot. But again, TJ Oshie does a great job. See how he drags that out? He uses his size, he uses his strength, able to bring it to that backhand, the most underrated shot around. But as we said, right there, Duncan takes the hit, he gets it down deep. Oshie in the right place at a time. These guys have played together, this line, for 2 years. You don't think they know where they are on the ice? Right there, prime example.
Well, we talked to Hackstall about it yesterday, asking him, you know, if it's their talent or their work ethic that gets it done. And he says, work ethic is a talent, and they've got it. I mean, they're talented players, but they work harder than anyone else on the team, those 3 guys.
Oh, and they're aligned. I mean, we watched them, saw them skate on Thursday when they got in here earlier. And these are the guys that are out there early, they're out there late, and they're always working on. They're working on face-offs. They're working on, you know, just kind of not trick plays, but stuff that doesn't happen. And that's why they're so talented. But there's no doubt that work ethic, to me, is a talent. And one of the only talents I had. Because I wasn't a goal scorer.
Hey, you were the captain of that CC team back when, the 70s? Hey, you know what? Teams need grinders, too. Hey, it got you into pro hockey, so you had a lot more ice time than I had. Now we've got a penalty coming up here as a man goes down for, and there's another shot thrown down there. And this is going to be Travis Turnbull getting the gate. Or is that Tim Miller?
Well, it's after the whistle. We just got done talking about how after the whistle, you know, there's been a lot of play going on back and forth, and I think this is what happens.
That's Naranjo. It's Brandon Naranjo with the stick up too high. They're going to give him a roughing call. And so it's a power play here for North Dakota. And another penalty coming up here on Michigan. The Sioux are going to have a 5-on-3. Shot, rebound, loose in front, touched by Michigan. And now the power play starts. 5-on-3 advantage coming up for UND. An interference call after that roughing after the whistle call on Naranjo.
Well, that puck comes up on the boards, and I think it's Hunwick. He steps up, the captain of the team, number 6, steps up and kind of tries to play the body. But I'll tell you what, an interference call on a 5-on-3. 2 years ago, they wouldn't make that call because they give you that leeway. Now they're trying to open the game up, not only at the professional levels, but here in the college levels. Nice job right here. And if that's the interference call coming across the middle, hey, if you're going to drive the net, you better be ready to get hit. But it ends up going down, and to me, that's a tough call to make, to put a team down 5-on-3.
So North Dakota with a couple of power play goals already. Golden opportunity here to take the lead after falling behind 3-1. Here's Chorney, top of the near circle. It's going to be a minute and 25 seconds of 5-on-3. Here's Duncan, back for Chorney. Thought about it. Now Taves the one-time. Oh, what a beautiful glove save. Plucked out of the air by Sauer.
Oh, and this is why this power play is just so, you just don't know what they're going to do. They all rotate very well. They can all play different positions on the ice. Right there, Duncan, he's usually down by the net. He cycles out of the corner, does kind of a switches position with Taves right there. Taves gets himself in a nice spot. Chorney passes it down. Taves gets that one-timer. But I'll tell you what, Billy Sauer comes across and makes a great save.
Held in the zone here by Bina. 12 seconds to go in this 5-on-3 advantage. Chorney, Bina again. Going to rotate. One-timer. Chorney sticks, saves Sauer, and flipped to the far corner. Couple of big saves on this power play for Sauer. There's Duncan, takes it high in the slot. Holding. Trying to set up Chorney again. Taves, quick shot, goes over the top of the crossbar.
Those are the ones that got to hit the net right there. I mean, a 5-on-3, you get that extra man. I mean, those two extra men, you got to hit the net. You got to keep the puck in the zone.
Bina, centering pass, scores! And North Dakota has gone up 4-3. Oh, what a beautiful centering pass by Jonathan Taves.
Oh, Michigan, I mean, you cannot put yourself down against a team like this. And I think Taves actually comes in on the offside right here. You can see him skating to the net, and there's a nice pass across the zone. That's Taves driving hard to the net. I think Duncan makes the pass from the far boards. It's difficult to see. Might even have been Pina who steps up in the zone as a defense, but either way, Taves, why is he a good hockey player? Because he can play everywhere. He drives to the net hard. He's able to get there, gets himself in a good position, and that's a great goal.
It is Jonathan Taves for the power play goal, and they're going to give the assist to Bina. So that was the centering pass from Bina, and Taylor Chorney the other assist. And now Michigan, which came out and took the early lead and had 2 goals in the opening minute of the period, have fallen behind here for the first time, 4-3.
And I don't think they know what happened right now. Obviously, they got to stay out of the penalty box. And they're going to be a team that plays physical. The way they score goals, they're not afraid to kind of run and gun a little bit. But running and gunning 5-on-5 is different than running and gunning when you're down, you know, a man.
Right off the draw.
I think he's going to take both of them here. The referee trying to keep control. Talk about after each whistle, guys giving each other a little shot here. Referee going to make a little statement and say, hey, I got to slow this one down. It's going to be Summer for Michigan, Miller for North Dakota, and going in for either interference or a little roughing right off the faceoff.
Here's another look. And that's Summers and Miller. And Miller goes down, and the official's going to yank them both.
Well, this is they're gonna play 4-on-4 hockey, so it's not coincidental penalties. So one guy's going for maybe a little delay of game at the beginning.
No, it's going to be 5-on-4 as the penalty time to Hunwick continues. That's 52 seconds remaining in this Hunwick penalty, so North Dakota continues on the power play. Here comes Oshie. Plays it in behind, now to the far side. Chorney will hold the zone. Works it along the boards for Duncan. Now Oshie, bothered by behind from Jack Johnson, thrown down in front, but Tira breaks it up. And Michigan hits it to the line, but not out. Now they clear as Tira sends it the length of the ice.
Summers, 2 minutes, Heistick, Miller, 2 minutes.
So Miller and Summers serving coincidental liners. 20 seconds remaining in the Hunwick penalty. Then Michigan will be back at full strength, and they'll be glad, too, as North Dakota has come back to score the go-ahead goal by Jonathan Taves.
Well, the way Michigan played 5-on-5 at the beginning of the hockey game, they need to play 5-on-5 hockey right now.
Here's Chorney. Down in the circle for Oshie.
Michigan, full strength.
In front, save, Sauer. Can't see it. Now he gets the whistle. But you could see Sauer was looking around a little bit down there. He couldn't see the puck.
Well, I don't think he can see anything. He's got every time the puck comes to the net, he's got 3 or 4 guys, you know, standing in front of him, and this puck gets tipped right off the point, and then you see Bina, who is an actual defenseman right down there on his offside. He gets a little piece of it on to Billy Sauer, but Sauer makes a save.
Well, Berenson calls Sauer one of the keys to the team's steady play in the second half. He's given up 4 here in the first period. Can you believe this? 7 goals combined in this first period.
Yes, I can believe it.
What a show by 2 outstanding hockey teams. 3-seed North Dakota got down 2-0 in the opening minute of the period. They're also down 3-1. But they have the lead here after the first period. And 7 goals in 1 period combined. It's tied for second back in '92. Did that little number. There's TJ Hensick. He had one of the goals for Michigan. And, you know, as advertised, the Wolverines coming out fast, making some great passes, scoring some goals, but North Dakota took some punches, and you got to give them credit. They took some serious blows, and they've actually got the lead.
Well, they have. I mean, they came out and they battled a little bit at the beginning of the hockey game. There's no doubt that Michigan came out. They, you know, kind of had that revenge factor. They were all over. That first minute was unbelievable. But North Dakota, they got some younger guys. You didn't know how they were going to respond because of the youth. But I'll tell you what, they've been in some good hockey games, and they responded well.
Well, let's talk to Chris Porter. He has 2 of the goals for the Sioux in this first period. And Chris, tell us how you're able to have the lead 4-3 after giving up 2 in the opening minute.
They came out jumping. We weren't ready for them. You know, they took it to us in the first 10, 15 minutes. But we got a power play. We just tried to keep it simple, put the pucks to the net, and you know, fortunately for me, good things happen.
Chris, you got two great goals in that period. Take us through both of them if you could.
The first one, just a great play by Millsy and Che fighting for it, and Vandy just put it on net. I just happened to be Johnny on the spot, put it on there, and then rebound.
And then you got another look at the second one. You're able to get in front of that. You guys are really battling. It seems like you're trying to get on top of the goaltender, not let him see the puck.
Yeah, you know, that's we're on the second unit. That's all we're trying to do. Make simple plays, get it to the point, put pucks on the net, and have tracking in front of Sauer. And you know, we thought we did a good job there on those 2 power plays that we had. And fortunately for us, we puck went in the net.
Chris, are you trying to match lines down there a little bit?
We're doing the best we can, but you know, we're pretty confident in all 4 lines that we have. You know, they're going to try and match lines. They have the last change.
That's true.
So you know, whoever they want to put out there is fine. We're going to play sound defensively and capitalize on our opportunities.
All right, Chris, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Chris Porter with 2 of the Sioux goals in that first period. They lead 4-3. Our first intermission is coming up from Denver after this timeout. Well, the Fighting Sioux got behind 2-0 in the first minute of this hockey game. But you got to give the Sioux credit. They've come back. They've got the lead here in our first intermission. They scored 3 unanswered. Defense was suspect. And the power play came into play quite a bit, especially for the Sioux.
Well, you look at these 2 teams, and offense. That's all we've been talking about. No doubt defensive zone have been struggling. North Dakota at the beginning of this hockey game, they just didn't know what to do with the puck. Then you turn around, you look at the special teams. North Dakota 3 for 4 on the power play. And, I mean, there's no way you're going to be able to stop or slow down a team like North Dakota when you're giving them that many odd man opportunities.
Well, Michigan got on the board, as I mentioned, in the opening minute twice. And here's a look at the highlights. The scoring was fast and furious.
Well, you look at the way that Michigan was coming into the zone right there, bringing that high guy and driving to the net. Philippe Lamoureux struggled a little bit, then you go on the other side. Every time, every one of these goals in close. The goaltender's really not being able to make much saves, but you look at the size of these guys and they're attacking the net. Each goal has been in tight. You know, kind of those goals, those grinder goals that you need, and that's what you're going to see out of these 2 teams.
We got 7 in the first 20 minutes. What does the next 40 minutes have in store? Come on back and find out. Our second period moments away. Been so far hard hitting too. The rematch of last year's West Region semifinals. North Dakota won that one in a blowout, 5-1. Michigan was going to come out and play better. That's at least what they said. And you know what? They did. In the first minute, they scored 2 goals, but then North Dakota coming right back. And they lead it here going into the second period. Tonight's NCAA Hockey Championships presented by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. We'll pick you up. There's TJ Oshie. He had one of the goals for North Dakota in that first period. The others coming by Taves and two by Chris Porter. Kevin Porter scoring for Michigan. Also Chris Summers and TJ Henson. So the star-studded cast, we talk about those top lines for both teams, getting involved. They're on the score sheet after the first period, like we expect.
Well, they're going to see each other on the first shift of the second period, too. But you know what's different? We talk about last year a lot in that game, but I'll tell you what, both of these teams are a lot different. North Dakota graduated a few guys, but actually had 6 total guys leave to the next level. So there's some youth on this team, and it's really impressive the way they stepped back into it and responded to being down so quick.
Well, Michigan is on a power play here to start this period. Philippe Lamoureux called for the penalty, and it's a power play goal for Michigan. A power play goal for the Wolverines. It's Chris Summers. Now it's TJ Hensick, and we've tied it up here at 4.
Well, I tell you what, if I'm on the defensive side of things and I'm killing a penalty, I look up and I see number 7 wearing gold. I know that he's out there, and I'm not going to let him walk around me. I mean, he picks up the puck just inside the blue line, does a nice job, goes outside, really walks around. I don't know if he fanned on it right there, but walks between Robbie Bina. Robbie Bina has got to play the body right there. When you see number 7 coming at you, don't look at the puck, play the body, and you're not going to get hurt the way he just did.
So TJ Hensick with his second goal of the game. Comes 14 seconds into the period on the power play. Lamoureux was called for a slashing penalty at the end of the first period. And so that's why North Dakota was shorthanded. There's one on the side of the net and cleared back out to neutral ice.
Well, the interesting thing is the slashing on that call at the end of the game was against TJ Hensick.
This is going to come all the way back down. Lamoureux way out of the net to play. Turned over. Chance. Save made by Lamoureux. No, he got it. Goal by Andrew Cogliano as Philippe Lamoureux with a terrible turnover, and Michigan's back on top.
Philippe Lamoureux is going to be an aggressive style goaltender. We talked to him before this hockey game, and that's the one thing he said. When he was injured, he struggled a little bit, but he's aggressive. He comes out of the net, going to play it a little bit, hanging on to it. He turns it over, and if you're going to turn the puck over, you better not turn it over to number 9 in Cogliano, because he's going to bury it on you. And that's just poor communication. You got to look for a defenseman. I mean, there's no reason that Cogliano is the first guy back either. Lamoureux needs some help from his defensive partners right there.
24th goal of the year for Andrew Cogliano. It comes 58 seconds into the period. And Michigan has scored 2 in the opening minute of this period, just like they did in the opening minute of the first period.
Well, they started off good, and it's going to be interesting to see if they keep it up and they stay, playing 5-on-5. As we've talked about, they got to stay out of the box.
Here's Kalorik. Shot. There's a save for Lamoureux. That's exactly what he needed to make a save. Rough start here for Lamoureux in this period again. Chipped in front. Save. Sauer. And now the Sioux have knocked the net off the moorings. And we got bodies down on the ice.
Well, Philippe Lamoureux, this is a kid that struggled at the beginning of the year. Got over that injury, came back. Now, but last weekend, in the playoffs, WCHA Final 5 against Minnesota, he struggled. He let up 2 pretty bad goals. I mean, goals that he would say he should have had. You can see maybe that's a little carryover here. You thought that maybe he'd get into it. When you watch him in practice this weekend, he was a guy that was kind of focused and trying to be a little more aggressive, trying to play the rebounds. But right now, he has not seen the puck very well, and he's not mentally into this hockey game.
So Michigan with a great start to this period, just like they had in the first period. Here's Mark Matera behind the net, plays it back to the far side. Here's Natara. Back out at center, driven back in by the Sioux. Sauer will stop it there. Just 2 minutes into this period, already 2 goals. There's a chance in front for Ryland Kipe, and he tipped it wide. Big hit there by Kozik. Andrew Kozik, sophomore out of British Columbia for North Dakota. And this is going to be icing here on Michigan. Face-off coming back in their end. Wow.
Well, you want to talk about college hockey and good college hockey, the way the game should be played. I mean, we're seeing a lot of offense. Defense, I'm not going to touch on right now because I think that's lacking. But the physical type of the game right now, and I think for North Dakota right now to get back in it, they started, well at the end of that period, first period. They need to start playing a little more physical, and they need to control the puck down in the offensive zone.
Battle for it in behind Lamoureux. Comes free for Anthony Cirillo. Taken off his stick by Darcy Zajac. And North Dakota will get it to the line and out. Punched right back in by Camper. Steve Camper, a Frenchman out of Jackson, Michigan. And the Sioux work it back out to center ice. Zajac ahead for Miller. Comes in over the line, a 3-on-2, but Miller's just going to dump it in and get off the ice. A line change for the Sioux. Past the 3-minute mark here of period number 2. Michigan 5, North Dakota 4. Here comes Genoway. Drop pass, Oshie. Trying to get a shot out, broken up. Shallow angle shot thrown out in front. And now a penalty coming up again.
Well, a lot of these penalties are coming from behind the play. I mean, you're watching the puck and you're not seeing them. And this one's going to go against Michigan for a slash. These are the ones that you can't have in a hockey game. Hey, you talk about good penalties, you talk about bad penalties. But, I mean, a good penalty is when you maybe get a charging. You're trying to get on top of the goaltender, run them a little bit, trying to get your team, pick it up for your team. But the slashings, the hookings, the holdings, those are the ones you can't take. And this is Labeler going in for 2 minutes for a slash.
So North Dakota with the power play here, boy, were they good in the first period. 3 for 4 on the man advantage in the first period.
Well, this is a power play in the last 8 games has had like a 33%, which it was basically unheard of.
Shoots, he scores. And North Dakota has tied it up, a power play goal. With his 9th goal of the season, and the 4th power play goal of this game for the Sioux.
Well, the faceoff comes back, and you can see it, Bina just kind of pulling it over to the boards right there. He's coming off the boards. He's backing up. He's on his offside. He's able to use that forward who comes out to block the shot as a screen, and you get Billy Sauer who goes down. He's able, and that's a great shot. I tell you what, you can hear that one hit the pipe, but he throws it, makes sure it hits the net, and he goes upstairs.
Power play goal at 3:16. The assist going to Oshie. In front of the net, Joe Finley able to clear it out of there. We're tied up again. So again, North Dakota takes a couple of punches in the mouth from Michigan in the opening minute of this period. They bounce back to tie it up.
They've got a good corner man over there.
Here's Hunwick trying to cut the corner around Bina. Drops it back. This is Henson, always dangerous, looking to throw it out in front, broken up by Oshie. He clears it to the wall, not out, held in at the line. No, they're going to say it was an offside. 4 minutes into this period, we've seen 3 goals. This is incredible. 10 already in this hockey game.
And special teams again, bad defense as we saw in the beginning. In that first, the first couple goals, guys giving Hensick a lot of room. Poor communication by Lamoureux, and then you come back on the special team side of things. Nice face-up back. Bina does a great job of just sliding it over, getting a nice shot on net.
This is the 3rd meeting between the Sioux and Michigan in the NCAA tournament. Back in '98, Michigan beat North Dakota 4-3. That was at Yost. They went on to win the title that year. And last year, the 5-1 win for the Sioux. Coming in over the line, Genoway. There's Watkins, sent it out in front, nobody there. Played back out to center. Out in front of the benches, turned over. Got it to the Michigan line, but sent right back to the North Dakota line. Here's Genoway, and a battle for it here along the near wall. Rolls back into the Michigan zone. Vandevelde going after it for North Dakota. He's got it in the corner. He's pinned up against the wall by Cogliano. Comes to the stick of Porter. He's already got 2 goals in this contest. Porter thrown down to the ice by Matera. He's back up on his skates. Moves it along for Watkins. Here's Matt Watkins, sophomore out of Saskatchewan. Watkins. Here's Ryland Kipe. Shoots, he scores! Holy cow! North Dakota has come back to regain the lead, 6-5.
and watch the way North Dakota works the puck down in the corner. They control it, they cycle it very well, and then you get Ryland Kipe that comes up top. He finds a high slot, he finds that area, and he's able to get up into the play. You can see right here, working it well. Find the guy in the top slot, right? He gives himself some space right there, but it's a tremendous shot, and I don't think Billy Sauer saw this one.
Ryland Kipe at 4:53 of the period, his 5th goal of the year. Kipe's an assistant captain on this team, one of the leaders, and as a leader can do, helps his team take the lead here. Robbie Bina. 4:53. So now 2 unanswered goals for the Sioux. Let's see how Michigan responds. Played over to the far corner. There's Travis Turnbull. Now here's Tim Miller. Tim Miller for Michigan. Plays it in behind, trying to throw it out in front, bounced off the back of the net, played back into the corner where Brian Lee tries to get it for North Dakota. Gets it off for Chorney. Now Chorney will lug it out to neutral ice. Coming in over the line, Andrew Kozit. Rolls over to that far wall, held in here by the Sioux. Jason Dess trying to clear it out. Gets it to the line, and now taken out of there by Cogliano. Here's Eric Fabian. Drop pass. Kozak, his shot broken up in front. Stepping in the way of that one was Kampfer. Now here comes Liebler. Trying to cut the corner. Throws in front. Oh! Right on the doorstep. Bardick following in on that play. Couldn't get a shot off as a save was made by Lamoureux. Under 14 minutes to play. 6-5 North Dakota. What a great game. That one centered right in front. Holding the line here is Jones. Drive from the point. The save made by Billy Sauer. That was Getaway on the far point. Loose at the line. Now picked up. Here's Liebler. Big drive. Goes well wide. Jack Johnson pinching down. Centering pass. Shot. Save made by Lamoureux. Shot right on there by David Rolfs. Back into the near corner. This is Getaway for North Dakota. Gathers it in. Plays it to the line. Big Jack Johnson able to knock it down and keep it in. Loose in the circle. And fans wanting a penalty there. None coming. Played to the line. Hensick. An open wing over there. North Dakota able to clear it back out to center.
Well, you can see Hensick doing a good job filling the point right there. The defenseman, Jack Johnson, there's a reason why he was voted the top offensive defenseman in the CCHA, and that's because he steps in. But he can do that because he knows one of his forwards is going to fill his space.
Here's a chance for David Rolfs. Has some open ice in front of him, and his shot well wide. He was bothered by Oshie on the back check. And a timeout on the ice. 12:36 to go. 6-5. North Dakota's regained the lead on goals from Bina and Kipe.